This one was really hard.
That's what she said.
What is up, football fans? Yep. This is one of those videos that pertain to the whole NFL fandom and the whole NFL group of us. I'm going to try my best before free agency, before the draft, before even the Super Bowl. I'm going to try my best to predict all 32 starting quarterbacks. And my God, were some of these really hard, like super hard. So we're going to jump right into it. I'm going to start with the divisions that to me are the easiest to guess. So I'm going to start with the AFC East, my division, the Dolphins division. I got Tua Tagovailoa being the starter of the Dolphins. Get it right out of the way. People are going to be a small minority might grumble. Tua is going to be the starter unless some crazy change happens and the Dolphins are like, actually, we found these first-round picks in our back pocket and we're going to go trade for a quarterback. Other than that, Tua is the starter. Bills, Josh Allen, that's a given. Patriots, Mac Jones. I almost said Patrick Mahomes. They'd love Patrick Mahomes. Mac Jones, I really can't see them going any other way. Like there's like murmurs of them trying to get Lamar. That ain't happening. And for the Jets, I don't know if Jet fans are going to be watching this or not. I got Jimmy Garoppolo as your starting quarterback in 2023. Some of you might be happy about that. I know a bunch of you are not. That's just my prediction. And then we go to the AFC North. Steelers, Pickett, easy. Browns, Deshaun Watson. You paid him way too much money, so he has to be your starting quarterback. Ravens, Lamar Jackson. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think they're going to franchise tag him, and I think he's going to play. I don't think Lamar is going to go anywhere. And the Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow. To me, those two divisions pretty easy. Then we start to get a little bit more difficult, right? The AFC South. The only one that I could definitely put a stamp on that I'm going to get this 100% right is the Jaguars with Trevor Lawrence. Other than that, it's going to be hard. That's what she said. Indy, I got Will Levis. Butcher his last name. I think the Colts are going to draft him. He'll be their starter. Texans, Bryce Young. You know, they don't have the first overall pick, but I don't see the Bears taking quarterback. So unless somebody trades up like the Colts and takes Bryce Young or something, I think Will Levis and Bryce Young will be in the same division, me personally. And I think the Tennessee Titans will run with Malik Willis. Ryan Tannehill won't be on the team. So that's your AFC South. AFC West, you got the Chiefs, Patty Mahomes. You got the Chargers, Justin Herbert. You got the Denver Broncos with their new head coach, Sean Payton. You got Russell Wilson. With the Las Vegas Raiders, their starting quarterback for the 2023 season is going to be Aaron Rodgers. I think if he doesn't stay with the Packers, I think he goes to Las Vegas. I think he goes back to the West Coast. He's a West Coast guy, and I think he goes and plays for the Raiders with Devontae Adams, with Josh McDaniels, who's a good offensive-minded coach. I think that's where he goes and plays in a dome. And for the last maybe year or two of his career, he doesn't have to deal with the cold weather anymore. So that's the West. That's the AFC. Now we jump to the NFC, the NFC East. Cowboys, it's going to be Dak Prescott, even though some Cowboy fans probably want to jettison him to the moon. It's going to be Dak Prescott. Eagles, I see them trading for Jalen Hurts. It's going to be Jalen Hurts. Giants, Daniel Jones, I think he's coming back. So there's that. Now, Washington. Washington was one of the few teams that I had a very difficult time trying to pinpoint who their starting quarterback is. Taylor Heineke is going to be a free agent. They're not really in a position in the draft to get a quarterback to be an instant starter week one. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, who? Carson Wentz is going to be back? I doubt it. I'm going with Baker Mayfield. I think they go out, they sign Baker Mayfield. He wants to start somewhere. There's your best opportunity to start. Go to Washington. I feel like he fits in Washington with his style and all that stuff. So I have Baker Mayfield being the starter for Washington. Then we have the North, the NFC North. You got the Minnesota Vikings, Kirk Cousins, and again, unless something crazy happens, the Bears, Justin Fields. Again, I don't think with that number 1 overall pick they will take a quarterback. Justin Fields showed that he can be a dynamic quarterback and win you a bunch of games. The Lions, I think they're going to stick with Goff one more year. I do think they'll draft a quarterback, but I think that their starter for 2023 will stick with Goff. And for the Packers, I think it'll be Jordan Love. I think, obviously, if Aaron Rodgers... So, for me, Aaron Rodgers, it's either Aaron Rodgers is the starter for the Packers or Jordan Love. One of two. And I think Aaron Rodgers, after he does his 4 days in the dark, come back and either say, I'm staying or I'm going. And if he's going, I think the Raiders are the best area for him, and I think they're going to ride with Jordan Love and see if they pick the right pick. What was that, 2020? Crazy year. Absolutely crazy year. Then we got the South of the NFC. The NFC South was the most difficult division for me to pick the starters. Falcons, they're going to stick with Ritter. I think that's how you say his last name. The Saints are going to go with Derek Carr. If you guys don't know, Derek Carr and the Saints, the Raiders, had permission with Derek Carr and the Saints to have a conversation to try to build a trade. So I think he'll end up there. I think the Panthers will draft C.J. Stroud. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I literally am sitting here. I'm like, would they go Sam Darnold? Would they? They're not really in a position to draft anybody to start instantly, and I'm like, do they go out there and get, like I said, a Sam Darnold? Does Heineke go there and play? I'm stumped. Comment below. Who do you think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers starting quarterback is going to be in 2023? And if you're a Tampa Bay Buck, do you think they'll trade up to grab a quarterback or something? Comment below, because I am completely dumbfounded and stumped by that. Yeah, I have no idea. No idea at all. And then the NFC West, you have the Cardinals. It's going to be Kyler Murray. You have the Rams, Sam Bradford. Seahawks, I think Geno Smith is going to stay, but I do think they'll draft a quarterback, whether it is the quarterback out of Florida. We'll see. But yeah, I think Seahawks will be Geno Smith. And the 49ers, I think, is going to be Trey Lance. And then you'll have Brock Purdy as the backup when he eventually gets healthy. But I think, you got to see what you got out of Trey Lance. You took him 3rd overall. And he really hasn't gotten much of a shot. So, yeah, I think 49ers Trey Lance. So, again, the only one that I'm, real stumped on is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I just, for the life of me, can't figure out who they would want as their starting quarterback. But, again, the biggest changes to me, I think the Raiders get Rodgers. And if the Raiders don't get again, I can see Rodgers going to the 49ers. And with Tom Brady retiring, that kind of threw a little finagle in it, because I could have saw Tom Brady going to the 49ers and having Trey Lance sit and get more healthy. Aaron Rodgers possibly can go to Tennessee as well. Aaron Rodgers is the cog in this piece that will decide where everything else goes. Him and Derek Carr. I don't think Lamar's moving. I don't think the Jets, as much as Jet fans really want to go out and get that splashy quarterback, because, again, and I agree with you guys, you lost a bunch of games last year because of your quarterback play. I don't think you're going to, you'll try your hardest, but again, it all depends on where Rodgers wants to go as well. I think he ends up with the Raiders, and I think Carr goes to the Saints. Especially because they're meeting already. I don't think you guys will get, and I don't think Lamar gets traded. I think he'll get tagged, and it's going to cost a lot to get Lamar Jackson. Not only is it going to cost a lot to get Lamar Jackson, you also have to pay Lamar Jackson. And the Jets right now are sitting at, I think, -$3 million in cap space. So I don't know if it's possible for them to make that move for Lamar Jackson. So again, Jimmy G, he your head coach was his defensive coordinator. They have that connection. I can see Jimmy G being your starter, and then possibly, I don't know what you guys would do a quarterback after that. It just really sucks that Zach Wilson didn't pan out for you guys. But yeah, other than that, Baker Mayfield to Washington was a shot in the dark. There was team Washington, Tampa Bay. I think those were the two teams I was stumped. The Panthers, Indy, and Houston, I can see them drafting their starter because they're all in that situation. And the Falcons pick before the Panthers. So I actually had CJ Stroud in for the Panthers, but then I saw that they had Ritter, and I'm hearing a lot of things that they want to go with Ritter and still bring back Marcus Mariota. So again, I can see the Panthers, Indy, and Houston all having new starting quarterbacks, which is going to be very interesting. But yeah, comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Rookie, first round draft quarterbacks. But comment below. Let me know what you guys think. I want your opinion. Again, if you're a team of a fan that I named and it's not the obvious, like the Bills or the Steelers, Browns, Bengals, Ravens, or the Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, like if you're not part of the team that's just blatantly obvious who your starter is going to be, if you're Washington, if you're Green Bay, if you're any of the NFC South, AFC South, if you're any of these teams, the Jets, the Raiders, let me know. Do you agree or you don't? And let me know why. Be like, yeah, I can see where you're coming from, but this is why I think yada yada bing bang bang. So comment below. Thought I have a nice little cool video, throw it in the middle of the week, give you something to watch. I think the next video I'm going to do is going to be talking about the AFC rankings. So that's going to be for the AFC East peoples. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Like usual, stay classy. If ends up.